Hi, it's Ben from John Hunt Publishing here, and this is a short video showing you how to add a contact to the system. So the first thing I'm going to do is just log into the system here, and then once I'm logged in, I'm going to go over to the contacts bar on the left hand side of the page and click New Contact. And when you want to add a contact and you click New Contact, you'll be presented with this screen. And you'll have two options: to add an organisation or to add a person. This distinction between the two is important with adding contact. Organisation for is organisations like a shop, a magazine, a society, university, a big website, etc. A person is the person who works for the organisation, the individual who is connected to the organisation. Ideally, you'd want people who are connected with the organisation to be connected to the organisation contact, and this is kind of what I'm going to show you now when I add a contact. Occasionally you'll want to add a person who's not connected to any organisation, and that will make sense. Use your sort of discretion and intelligence when adding a contact and working out how you need to do it. What we're going to do now is add in a fictional contact to a fictional magazine. You'll get a better sense of how the adding a contact process works and some of the ins and outs of the database fields. Normally, if the first thing you'll use is the organisation, I'm adding a contact who's an editor of a fictional magazine, and so first thing I'm going to do is add the magazine first. So I click on Add an Organisation, and I'm presented with this screen. My fictional contact is a pagan contact. We have Moon Books, our successful pagan imprint, and I'm going to make up a contact called the Pagan Review, and imagine that's a new pagan themed book review magazine and website that's just come out. So the first thing you do is put in the name, the Pagan Review, and then the address if you have it. I'm just going to make up an address in London here, 35 Goldhurst Road, London, and I'm just going to put country United Kingdom. Then after the counties, I'm going to put Greater London. I'm going to make up a postcode. There we go. Add the address, put in there. You'll go scroll down to the next set of data you need to add, which is online data. Now you see you've got primary email, alternate email, Facebook link, website link, blog link, Twitter handle. The most important of these are definitely the primary email and the website link. Primary email being editor@paganreview.co.uk, and then I'm going to put www.paganreview.co.uk in there. If the Twitter is particularly important to this contact, put the Twitter handle in. They've got a separate blog, you can put that in. Same with Facebook. I would say they're not vital. The most important things are email and website there. Phone number if you have it, and the description, any other important information. This is quite an important box here. Might be, this is a new magazine as of summer 2019, aimed at younger readers. For instance, that's me making up some info there. And then you've got contact types. You've got quite a lot of boxes here. You want to look for the most important one or two. I might be able to put 3 here. I could put organisation, blog site, book reviewer, and magazine maybe. Maybe 4 are relevant because they review books. They have a paper magazine, their blog site, and their organisation. You could say maybe organisation, probably get away with not doing that organisation. Their most important ones are blog site, magazine, and book reviewer, I'd say. And then you want to look for the subject category. These are the categories we use to categorise books. We want to tag the contact to sort of connect them with the type of books they might be interested in or connected to. For paganism, religion, if you notice this plus here on all of those categories, you click on the plus and you can drill down further to the different types. Religion is what I wanted, and there we go, paganism and neo-paganism. And use your intelligence, look for the most important ones, the most relevant one. This is an all one. I wouldn't rush to use it. See if you can find the most important categories within this first, but occasionally you might want to think about using the all. But normally you'll be able to drill down, find some useful categories there. And then we've got the settings, accessible by authors. I want all the authors to be able to look for this contact and get the details if they want it. And now I'm done. I'm just going to click on Save Contact, and there we go. I've got the box. Thank you for adding a new contact. And then it says done editing this contact. Click here to close the edit form. And you'll see there's my contact presented nicely there. And you'll see on the right here, it says add contact to saved list. Now you can create your own lists of contacts on the system and keep them together. It's a way of keeping together important contacts. Obviously our publicists use that. They might have a list for contacts for a certain subject, like Zero Books will have a list of their most important politics contact, and you can download these lists to Excel if you want them. You can make, if you've just been doing a lot of promotional work and you've added a lot of contacts, you can add them all to a list and then add that entire list to your marketing page at the same time. So you can use lists as a time-saving way of adding activities to your marketing page as well. Say, for instance, I'm about to put together a list of pagan contacts. I might select a list, create new list, and just write pagan contacts here, and then add to list there. And now the Pagan Review is added to my fledgling pagan contacts list. Now we've added an organization. I'm going to show you how to add a person. I'm going to click on new contact again, and then on to add a person. Now this is going to be the editor of the Pagan Review. So I'm going to make him up the David Smith, so editor. And now it says organization. I'm just going to type in Pagan Review. And you'll see, it's a bit glitchy, but you can see the organisation Pagan Review has come up there. Click on that, and that connects David Smith here to the organisation contact I just added in and links him as a member of that organisation. And there, you see, automatically fills in the address I made up, and the postcode I made up there, and the website I made up there. Location says contact address is the same as the organisation's address. That's if you wanted to send him a book or something. If David is working out of the Pagan Review offices, you can keep that the same because you know a book sent there will reach him. But say, for instance, he works at home and you want to put a different address for him on the system, deselect that box and you can add extra address there. But I'm going to say for the time being that Pagan Review address is the address we want for the editor and leave that box ticked. And then we've got the same online fields there. Like I said before, the most important of these are primary email, website link. I'm just going to make up an email address for him. Right. And then there's a phone number. And then again, description, you can put in any notes about him. You might say, he might have emailed me and said he's looking for fairy book for his September 9 issue. Anything interesting like that. You know, if it could be review policy for a reviewer, if you're adding a reviewer, anything, any other relevant information. Down in contact type, I think I'm probably going to put individual, book reviewer, magazine there. And then go down, I need to put the religion and click paganism again. There we go. If you see here contact status, this contact is an individual contact. Click here to change it to an organization. That's there to help you if you've got modeled up, putting in a person, individual, when you're meant to do an organization. Okay, save contact. You see, I've got an error message here. The system thinks I've added a duplicate and it says this could be David W. Smith, University of California. It isn't, it's a different person, but I'm glad this came up because it's really important to check that you haven't, the contact you're adding isn't already there. Luckily the system does a second check to see if the contact's already there. Duplicate contacts, trouble for everyone, take up to lots of space, etc. So I'm glad the system is being over zealous in looking for duplicates there. But I'm going to click this box saying, I don't think this is a duplicate, please save it anyway. There we go. Thank you for adding a new contact. I'm going to click here to close the edit form. And there we go. There's my David Smith. So when I'm now adding marketing activities for my book, then I can connect David Smith to any marketing activities I perform for him if I arrange a review or if I get an article placed in there or anything like that. And that's a short video going over the most important aspects of adding a contact. The more carefully and more accurately you add contacts to the system, the more it will benefit your own publicity work, but everybody else's as well, because John Hunt Publishing staff, many of the authors use this database as well, and vice versa. The more all the other authors and all the other staff use the contacts database well, the better it is for you. Kind of a virtuous cycle here. The better everyone uses it, the more useful it is. I wish you the very best in using the database and in the promotion of your work.